And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with another video for you guys. So today we're going to be counting down the top 10 budget cards in NBA 2K21 My Team. I constitute a budget card as any card under 25k, and with the market crash we've seen since the Invincible X GOAT packs, there are a lot of cards that have gone down significantly in price that I wanted to highlight that you can use for the remainder of the game's lifespan for fun purposes. Number one, Derrick Rose. Dark Matter Derrick Rose, specifically the Invincible one. Look, is he a competitive level card that you're going to be running online? Probably not, but is he a really fun card to run on current gen? Absolutely, especially for the price he's going for, which is around 15k, just because he drops rather frequently from the Invincible GOAT packs. Look, Derrick Rose has been fun to use all year. Literally since the game came out. The day the game came out, the first packs that came out, Derrick Rose was in them, and he was fun to use, and nothing has really changed. The card is still fun to use. I would also use this spot to highlight, like Trey Mann, AO, and Davion Mitchell, all as and Jalen Suggs, as just cheap, fun point guards you can use. Trey Mann would be my suggestion because he has the 100 emoji tattooed on his arm. No other reason other than that, but yeah, I mean, they're all just fun little point guards to use, so I wanted to highlight them a little bit. Now let's get on to more competitive guys. Next honorable mention is Corey Kispert. I've talked enough about this guy, but essentially he's Klay Thompson. That's basically what he is. Corey Kispert has Ray Allen base with Klay Thompson upper. I mean, he's basically the best pure sharpshooting card in this game, at least as far as I'm concerned from a catch and shoot standpoint. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, Corey Kispert is that. He's 6'7". I don't know if he has the headband model in game. I always forget to look. I always forget when I'm recording these, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. But if you're looking for a pure sharpshooter who can hang out in the wings and get you nice buckets, Corey Kispert's going to be your guy for sure. Plus, he doesn't have the Klay Thompson glitch or blinders, which is nice. Next honorable mention, Invincible Hyperdrive Larry Bird. This is essentially Invincible Larry Bird, but he costs significantly less. You can pick this guy up for under 15k, and he is literally the same card as Invincible Larry Bird. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a Larry Bird, I was gonna say a Larry Bird clone, but this is literally Larry Bird. This is literally him with a mullet. By the way, I am assembling the all mullet team. I am concerned that I may not have an entire roster, so we're gonna go back and look for players who rocked mullets at one point. Next up would be one of my surprise cards in this game, Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is really good. And I don't know if I highlighted him last time. I'm not sure if I did. He's 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's got Michael Jordan base with Rudy upper on very quick. Lights out jump shot. He reminds me a lot of Scottie Pippen. So the best way I can describe Jalen Johnson, if you want an accurate description, is because he has the same defensive settings or defensive tendencies or animations as Scottie Pippen. He's basically Scottie Pippen, but he's a little bit better on offense, a little worse on defense, so it just kind of depends what you're looking for. This card is really, really good, though. His jump shot is significantly better than Scottie Pippen's, but I think Scottie Pippen has much better defensive animation, so it's kind of a trade-off, you know what I mean? Speaking of Scottie Pippen, number 10, Invincible Scottie Pippen. Look, I don't think it's a stretch to say that the three best defensive wings in this game are Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen, and Jimmy Butler, right? I don't think that's a stretch to go that far. Yeah, there'll be the random person who's no, Cliff Robinson. And I'm okay, that's not really that accurate. I think Cam Reddish could be put up there as well, but Scottie Pippen has great defensive animations. He's got a lot of length, too. There's players that are bigger with bigger wingspans than Scottie Pippen, but I swear he gets there faster. This guy can test more shots on next gen than I think any card in the game, in my opinion. Personally, as someone who uses Scottie Pippen religiously, at the small forward positions, specifically, I don't have any other cards that I use on a consistent basis that get contests off as well as Scottie Pippen does, and it's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's a personal thing. I have been under the theory that certain cards will perform better on certain accounts. I don't understand why, like the CPU. But for me, Scottie Pippen's that guy. Number 9, Josh Smith. I'm not the biggest Josh Smith fan. I've said it. You know, he's good though. He's a big body shooting guard or small forward. Decent height, decent jump shot. I can't remember what his exact base is, but it's not terrible at all. Let me double check on that real quick. He's got John Wall, which is really solid for a small forward. Same with Kuminga. And he's got release 82 upper, which I'm not the biggest fan of that. That's really just him and Kiki Vanderwee, which isn't great. But, I mean, he's a big boy, dude. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan. Like, he's 225, but he's got that wide player build, so he triggers those defensive animations when you're trying to drive past him. Josh Smith is still a very good wing in this game. You're going to see a lot of wings on this list. Number 8. The bald fury himself, Danny Ferry. Look, don't let the subscription to Hims fool you. This man can still hoop, like for sure. He's 6'10", long wingspan, base 98 jumper. It's Danny Ferry. I feel like I don't really need to go into too much detail on this card. I mean, every creator talks about this card. Every player pretty much owns this card, and if they don't use it, they at least have it stashed in their collection for later use. Especially if you've watched like pretty much any of the larger creators. Everyone knows about Danny Ferry. I really don't need to tell you too much about him, but for his price, he's one of the more expensive cards on this list, but he's still worth it. I still use Scottie Pippen over him, though, personally. Number 7 is a twofer, because Simbular fluctuates. I'm recording this in the morning when the market is usually higher than it is at night, so Simbular will be under 25K later. But for now, I'm going to do a twofer between him and Sean Bradley. Either one of these guys, I think they're equally as useful, especially over on next gen. I think on current gen, there are some issues with him. Both, actually. But Sean Bradley, most of them on the market will have like speed Grinches or some sort of speed shoe on them, in addition to, you know, added Hoff badges. Like, where was this one? This one has 4 additional Hoff badges for 19K. I personally think that's probably worth it, depending what the badges are and depending what gen you're on. Like, for instance, if one of them happens to be blinders and you're on next gen, it's probably worth it for sure. The one I have just has it as well, as it's one singular Hoff badge that it's added to. Wait, no, it doesn't. I traded that one in, sorry. But yeah, this guy put Dimer on him, so he's running him at point, obviously. I think, what else did he put on him? I think he has all these badges, so I must have missed a couple. I'm not sure exactly what. He put Dimer for sure. Blinders. He did put blinders on him. Okay. And then looks like Hot Shot. Yeah, he put blinders, Hot Shot, and Dimer on him. Okay. Interesting combination. Okay. Cool. So like I said, it's probably worth that extra like 9K to get that one, especially if you're over on next gen. But if you're on current gen, he can still be a very useful center to you. But I think someone like Dino might actually be a little bit better on current gen. That's just me though. Number 6. I cannot believe this card is as cheap as it is. MANU Ginobili. For sure. Like, Invincible MANU is so good. Like, he was just like 200K like a few days ago. And for good reason, too. Like, my man is not a joke out here. He's 99 in every single stat. He's got Exum base lower with release 46 upper, which is the same as, like, Rondo and Joe Ingles. And his previous triple threat Spotlight Sim card. Look, we all know how good that card is. This card's just that card ramped up to 20 with pretty much every single badge. If you're looking for a solid point guard to pick up, and you're looking to 3-hunt or looking to do anything of that nature and you don't need a big point guard, go pick up MANU. Swear, he's that good. Like, number 5 is a familiar name in this series, and that's Boris Diaw. Or Boris Jow, as I've heard called before, which is definitely incorrect. I really don't want to sit here and go into detail about Boris Diaw. Like, he's well-rounded. He can play power forward or point guard, so he adds flexibility to your lineup. He's basically an invincible card. He has every single badge in the game except blinders. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Number 4, Cedric Maxwell. No question about it. Looks like I can't look him up, so I'm going to have to go find him in the marketplace. But this card is a really, really good guard or wing. Like, straight up, he's so nice. I'm not really shocked because I remember his original card being good. I'm actually shocked that we just got a new version of him, more so than the card is actually good. Like, this is one of the best budget wings in the game. He's got Jump Shot 3, which is the same release as like Jason Williams, Mo Lucas, Rick Barry, Jarrett Jack. But then he's also got the mellow upper, so it's a little bit more smooth too than some of those guys. This jump shot is one of the easiest to green jump shots on next gen, no question about it. It performs pretty well on current gen. I've only used him in a couple games of current just to test him out. I seem to be greening a pretty decent amount with him too, and I'm not like the biggest green guy in the world. 6'8" too, so he can definitely hold down either the shooting guard or the small forward position with his size. You'll hear people say he's too small to play small forward just because you can run like 7-footers there and stuff, but that's not really the case. I don't think 6'8" is too small to play at the small forward. That's just me. Number 3, Juwan Howard, no question about it. He's essentially a purchasable, invincible Bill Russell. And I've talked about him like way too much. I don't feel like droning on about Juwan Howard anymore, but he's got a wet jump shot. Obviously, he's got that Ray Allen base, which is incredibly important. It makes the most whites, and in addition, it also is super easy to green. It's literally the best jump shot in this game, in my opinion. That's why everyone loves Kawhi so much. Doesn't even have that much to do with his defensive animations. A lot of it has to do with the combo of the defensive animations and Ray Allen base. People will say XM base is the best, and for certain people it is, but I think overall Ray Allen base is the best. Number 2, Invincible Jimmy Butler. I've seen this card go for as low as 14K, and you can find it, I mean, at the highest, you're going to find it for around 20K, which I think either way, it's definitely worth it because, like I said earlier, the 3 best defensive wings in this game, animations-wise, are Jimmy Butler, Scottie Pippen, and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is definitely the best. Scottie Pippen's right there, and I think Jimmy Butler might be the 3rd best. But Jimmy Butler also brings you a super wet jump shot, especially if you're over on current gen. If you're over on current gen, his jump shot is one of the best in the game, no question about it. He has that base 22, which I've talked about with Ray Allen base. Like, when you're over on current gen, the idea is you're trying to make as many whites as possible, right? Because that's how the game operates. And base 22 makes the 2nd most whites in the game behind only Ray Allen base. So you could do a lot worse than getting someone like Jimmy Butler, especially at the 2-guard position if you're looking for a 3-and-D cone. No one better in this game. And number 1, you already know what's up. Sean Elliott, Spurs fandom stand up. He's number 1 for a variety of reasons. A, in my opinion, on both gens, his jump shot is immaculate, right? He's got the base 29 on very quick. Jump shot straight up immaculate on both gens. I personally think it's a little bit better even over on current gen than it is on next gen, and it's still fire on next gen. 6'8", big player build, wet jump shot that you'll be able to green easily regardless where you're playing. He does have blinders. I personally don't think it's that big of a negative over on next gen, or on current gen, I mean, just because he greens that much that it's not really that big of a deal. But look, for 7-8K, it's a perfect card to pick up and try out. Maybe you'll love him, maybe you won't. Who cares? Also, special shout out to Big Country Brian Reeves. He's not very good, but you know, it's Big Country. Also, shout out to Kyle Korver, because Kyle Korver is real fun. So, as always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes. I hope this helped you make some decisions. I'm going to try to put together, later on when the market goes down a bit, a 100K squad to go play Unlimited with, so stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. I will be back with some more content this weekend as well, but it'll be a little sporadic, so peace out.